Hi, I'm Terry Levine from Heartrepreneur, and I literally just returned from spending days with Brian Ridgway in Hawaii. And I feel to share what has occurred for me. First of all, just to give you a little bit of background. I started personal development work when I was 15 years old or young. I'll be 61 in just a couple of days, so that's been a pretty long journey. In addition to that, I'm also a master certified coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a guerrilla marketing trainer and coach, a master. I have a PhD in clinical psychology. I can go on and on. I'm a speech language pathologist. And for the last 21 years, I've been a business strategist to over 5,000 business owners. During 40 some odd years, 41 years, on my really advanced journey into understanding myself and creating a better life for myself. I spent over $800,000 on coaches, consultants, mentors, and programs. Now, I'm not talking about my college education and that kind of money. I'm actually really just talking about what I invested in self-help. Now, I didn't just, work with the big names. I won't mention them, all the big names that you know in personal development and self-help. I didn't just work with them going through their programs. No. That wasn't good enough for me. I had to hire them individually. And so maybe you met them in Tahiti or wherever it might be, or at one of their events, or you bought their programs, or you've heard of them, or you followed them. I actually hired them for individual work because it was so important to me to really live a life that was solid and meaningful, and so that I could make a difference while I'm on this planet in my physical body. For the last 20-something years, I kept feeling like something was still missing, and I would keep engaging in more self-help and more diving into myself, literally working on myself every single day. And yet, there were relationships that weren't completely satisfying. My health, my well-being, my recent weight gain, the struggles and challenges that I personally have faced. I've known Brian for about 4 years, and I can't even count the number of sessions that I've done with him. They're called spell breaks. You might know that. I can't count them. It's been countless hours, and he's been patient and loving and different from anyone else I've ever worked with. Because what I notice is when I'm doing a spell break with him, or even chatting in casual conversation as friends, if he goes into an area with me, it could be one simple area, all of a sudden, he calls them octopus, right? Octopi. All these little pieces of other areas also open up and also shift and also change. I'm here today to tell you that going to Hawaii was a completely different experience. During the days that I spent with Brian in Hawaii, I didn't even know exactly what I wanted to happen or to change. I just knew there was a better quality of life that I could have for myself. And unlike all of the other people who have worked with me and the $800,000 I spent in hiring all these big names to assist me and to help me and to make a real difference, I've returned from Hawaii and I feel like I'm actually quite different. I'm blissful. I never had this feeling on a regular basis. In fact, I never had this feeling. All these chunks of childhood emotions that were unresolved, things I didn't even know, things that Brian and I talked about that I'd forgotten about. Like the fact that when I was bad as a young girl, my parents would lock me in the closet. I hadn't thought about that in forever. I wasn't even conscious that it was still in me. And yet it rose up, and I had a lot of emotion about that. Being choked back and unable to speak and to communicate and feeling unloved because I was locked in a closet. And then when I was going to get let out, was I going to get beaten? That's just one. I could give you literally lists and lists. There's 211. Not that I take notes. 211 things I've already noticed that have changed. I'm approaching my work with more ease and more flow and more joy. I feel so different on the inside and so calm and so peaceful. I'm approaching relationships differently, and my health and my wellness, and permanently saying goodbye to the extra weight that I've gained, because now I understand how and why I gained it. And now I know how and why I can easily lose this. Not lose it. I don't want to lose anything. I actually just want to release it permanently. If you have ever spent a dime or a penny on self-help, self-improvement, law of attraction, any of the stuff that's out there, positive thinking, I'm going to say something kind of strong to you. Please let it in and know I'm speaking to you from my heart. Brian's work will make all the difference. Brian's work will make all the difference. Now, people come to me regularly and they say, Terry, will you endorse me, or will you do a testimonial video? And unless I feel that there has been major results from the help that someone has given me, I say no. I don't do an endorsement. I don't do a testimonial video. I just don't. This is too important for me to not share with you. If you've read Brian's book, if you've watched any of his videos, if you've heard of him, and if you've stumbled upon this video, I believe there's a reason. I'm going to tell you that the work that Brian did with me in Hawaii, this is what has made all the difference, not the $800,000. Because I still, with the $800,000, had spent a lot of money, and I still had things that weren't quite right, and I couldn't figure out what they were. Everyone else that I've worked with does surface work, or they do inner child work. Brian takes one thing, and from that he opens up all these other areas that maybe you, like me, have been quite blind to. Some you may be aware of. And instantly this dissolves, and then a chunk breaks off here, and then this dissolves, and then this is released. I know who I am now. And I'm not afraid to let people see who I am now. And in the past, I did a lot of hiding. I didn't know even who I really was, because I had put on so many different facades and hats and acquired so many different voices along the way. If you want to be who you really are and have the life you really want, freedom, peace, bliss, health, wellness, relationships, money, whatever it is, whatever you want, I only endorse one person, and that's Brian Ridgway. And I suggest you go to Hawaii and have the experience that will make all the difference. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to share.